Assalomu alaykum qadrli talabalar, Ielts imtihonini topshirmoqchi bo'lgan do'stlarim. Sizlar bilan bu video orqali o'rganmoqchi bo'lgan ko'p narsalar bor. Asosan ko'rib turibsizlar, bu 5,5, 5, 6 Ielts bor va uni yana levelini ko'tarmoqchi, 7, 8 ga ko'tarmoqchi bo'lgan niyatda bo'lgan talabalar uchun maxsus tayyorlamoqdaman buni. Bu videoda asosan strukturalarni ko'p ko'ramiz va so'zlar, har xil turdagi so'zlarni ko'p ko'ramiz. Siz asosan readingda, listeningda yoki bo'lmasa writingda ishlatishingiz mumkin bo'lgan so'zlar albatta. Do'stlarim, ko'p gapirib o'tmoqchi emasman. Men ismim Boburmirzo. Hop, ingliz tilidan o'qituvchiman. Albatta shuning uchun bu videoni ko'rib turibsizlar. Hop, kelaylik sразу darhol mavzuga o'tadigan bo'lsak, test 1 ko'rib turibsizlar. Bu yerda asosan birinchi darsimiz test 1. Bu asosan bu yerdagi narsa disasters, ya'ni shu disasters such as earthquakes, flooding, toshqin, shular haqida bo'ladi. Bular haqida ko'p to'xtalib o'tmoqchi emasman. Meni qiladigan asosiy vazifam sizlarga yordam bermoqchiman mana bu so'zlarning farqlarini bilishga va bu so'zlar qanday qo'llaniladi va ma'nolari nima. Iloji bo'lsa daftar, ruchka olib yozib olsanglar ham bo'ladi yoki bo'lmasa menda hamma hozir texnologiya rivojlangani sababli keyinchalik yozib olsanglar ham bo'ladi. Qayta ko'rib yoki bo'lmasa lug'atingiz bo'lsa lug'atdan foydalansangiz ham bo'ladi, lekin asosiy ma'nosini chiqarish qiyin bo'ladi buni. Do'stlar, ketdik. Ko'rib turibsizlar, birinchi sizlarga vaqt beraman. Take your time. You're going to look through this text first and look at these exercises and sentences. Sorry. And as you can see here, the first thing that you have to do and what kind of words can fit these places. For example, the first sentence, if you pay attention to the first one, is earthquakes are among the most destructive and the disastrous. You can see here the word disaster, it is noun. That means before noun, you know, we use adjectives, right? And second one is they usually, that means we need here verb, right? Verb without any warning, and again, and here we need verb, great. And if you can see here a article a, that means this is great adjective, and after adjective we have to use but noun. Is no secret of life in an enormous demolition of building. Additionally, they may cause devastating landslides or create gigantic tidal waves, which in, that means after this preposition, and we have to use noun. Okay, in what? For example, I can guess here, in fact, can be suitable. Or colossal, that means big, enormous walls or water smashing into seashores. You know, smash into, crash into, right? Smash into degan bu yerda urilmoq. Seashores, dengiz qirg'oqlari, with such force that they are what? They are as usual, as a rule, my friends, you know, after to be we have to use the two let's say words, whether we have to use adjective or we have to use noun. That means if you can see here of kind of preposition, mostly it must be, this is my estimation, it must be adjective of destroying coastal cities, right? However, the majority is noun. That means we have to use here adjective before majority. Majority of fatalities and serious injuries, and if you can see here serious injuries, this plays the role of subject here. That means after subject we have to put here place what verb instead of these dots. About when buildings, and that means when. This is word which can relate or connect to parts, and buildings, this is subject. After subject we have to use what? Verb. It means buildings, verb. and most frequently the earthquake lasts from 30 to 60 seconds, so usually there is no time to do, right? The mortal, that means here 11 we need to use a noun, because mortal it is adjective. Once the shaking starts, once meaning when. The savage forces, savage, you know, savage, brutal, right? Brutal, or let's destructive, or severe, right? Intensive, and others. Earthquake trigger, that means we have to use here preposition, trigger off or trigger up, trigger into, kind of preposition. The complex chain, and chain here the adjective, a complex chain, the both of them can have the meaning of adjective. Complex chain, what? In the building, that means we have to use here noun. In the building structure, when it is shaken, lifted, pushed, or pulled. And the building's height, its shape, in construction materials are the most significant adjective. That means you have to use noun here. Deciding about the survival or collapse of the structure, and consequently about the life or death of its, that means you have to use here what? Noun. Okay, now let's look at the choices here. You can see multiple choice. The first, nature, naturalistic, right? Natural and native. Native related to one place, you know, the nature, this environment. Natural, innate or inherent, that means look at this place, and there are two adjectives as we have seen, right? As I have mentioned above, we have to put here adjective, naturalistic and natural. That means the best option is natural. Destructive, natural, disastrous. Okay, and next one, they usually hit without any warning, or struck without any warning, or fall or attack. If it's about let's say disasters or earthquakes or floods, mostly we have to choose hit, either hit or strike. And here the best option is strike, but you can see in some contexts hit also can also be kind of option. If you cannot find a strike, you can use hit without any warning. And you can see here in, right, this is preposition. Also we use result with this in, that means without any hesitation, right? You can choose this option, result. And the cause also the synonym or result, but here the difference is after cause we cannot use in, that's why result in the best option. And in a great fatality, what is fatality? Fatality, death, right? Waste, we don't need this word, waste. Harm can be good option, and loss also a good option. Here the fatality and loss, and they are synonymous, but the best option here is in a great loss of life. And enormous demolition. Additionally, they may cause devastating landslides or create gigantic tidal waves, in which, in fact, we have already chosen fact, and as you can see here, fact, right? And we cannot say truth, in truth, in honesty, or in certainty. Hey, yeah, you can say in certainty, but it's not the, let's say, best collocation, or it's not the best option, right? The best option is in fact. And 6. Or off, as you can see here, off, right? If you have let's say read number of texts, you have already come across this word, capable of destroying coastal cities, and potential, possible, conceivable. What is conceivable? Conceivable, that means it is let's say conceivable, it is understandable. Okay, conceive, that means ponder over it or contemplate. Okay, understand kind of words. That means synonyms, understandable, but conceivable cannot be used with of, only capable of. Okay, good option. However, the majority here, majority, wide majority, we cannot say broad majority, full majority. The best option is vast majority of. Okay, majority of fatalities and serious injuries. What? Bring about. Bring about. No, we cannot say bring about. And serious injuries happen. The synonym of this word happen or occur, it is come about. Right? Where is the word here? Come about. And you can use bring about, but the meaning of this word bring about is cause. If you use here bring about, it gives you different kind of translation. Okay, let's say change the word's meaning or sentence meaning. Next one is vast majority of fatal serious injuries come about when buildings demolish, when buildings jumble. You know the jumble meaning when you play let's say chess. If you are losing, most people quit, but before quitting they jumble the pieces of the chess. Yani shaxmat yutqizib qo'yayotgan bo'lsalar nima qilasizlar? Odatda chiqishdan oldin buzib chiqib ketadi. Shu ma'noda jumble. Yani demolish degani buzib tashlamoq, destroy ham buzib tashlamoq. Va oxirgisi collapse. Collapse degani qulamoq degani. Demolish, destroy buzmoq degani. Ma'no jihatdan tushadigani buildings collapse bo'ladi. Ya'ni binolar qulab tushadi. Most frequently earthquake lasts 30 to 60 seconds, so usually there is no time to avert degani biron narsadan o'zini olib qochmoq, xavfdan. Evade degani ko'pincha mug'ombirlik bilan qochib qolmoq ma'nosiga keladi. Evade. For example, most students or let's say people at school they try to evade. Ya'ni mug'ombirlik bilan qochib qolishadi by inventing or coming up with intelligent excuse. Aqlli bir bahonalar topib qochib qoladi. Abstain, restrain. Abstain degani tiyib turmoq degani. Restrain ham xuddi shu, ya'ni jahlini tiyib turmoq yoki biron narsani o'zini tiyib turmoq ma'nolarida abstain bilan restrain keladi. Tushunarlimi? Ketdik. Keyingisi demak zo'r tushadigan bu yerda there is no time to avert degan so'z tushadi. Ya'ni o'zini biron xavfdan olib qochmoq. Mortal degani odam halokatli degani. Upkeep, upturn degani iqtisodiy rivojlanish degani upturn. Uptake degani biron narsani tushunish degani. The uptake, in the uptake yoki bo'lmasam tushunishda degani. Upshot degani yakun degani, upshot. Mashina tushadi eng zo'ri. There is no time to avert the mortal upshot. Ya'ni o'ldiradigan yakun xavfli demoqchi bu yerda. One the shaking starts. Ya'ni hech qanaqa bir ilojsiz bo'lib qoladi demoqchi bu yerda. The savage force of an earthquake triggerni lug'atlarda ko'rsanglar asosan trigger off bilan keladi. Trigger off, advanced vocabulary bu. Trigger off harakatga keltiradi. A complex chain reaction. Bu yerda eng zo'ri oldindan taxmin qilsalar ham bo'ladi agar ko'p ko'rgan bo'lsalar bunaqa deydiganlarni. Chain reaction degani zanjir reaksiyasi degani, shuning uchun zo'ri chain reaction. Keyingisi chain reaction in the building structure when it's shaken, lifted, and pushed or pulled. Building's height and shape and construction materials are the most significant. Better significant factors, phenomena, and points and ingredients. Bu ingredients bizga kerak emas. Chunki tarkibiy qism degan. Points degani fikr, mulohaza degan. Phenomena voqea hodisa, factors omil. Yaxshiroq ko'rib chiqqan significant factors deciding about the survival or collapse of the structure. Mana shunisi eng zo'r tushadi. And consequently about the life or death of its demak settlers, ya'ni bironta joyga borib joylashgan odamlarga nisbatan settlers ishlatiladi, buni bilasizlar. Of citizens, fuqarolari, inhabitants, aholisi. Burger degani do'stlarim, bu lug'atni ko'rsanglar, asosan burger degani the person who lives in the city center or in the city. Urban people, urban citizens, urban inhabitants, ya'ni shaharga tegishli degani. Tushunarlimi? Do'stlarim, har bitta so'zlarni ko'rib chiqdik. Mana bu joylarga iloji bo'lsa sizlardan talab qilinadigan narsa bu so'zlarni har bittasining tarjimasini yozib olib, u yodlash talab qilinadi. Adashmasam bu yerda 1.50 gacha yangi usul chiqishi mumkin. Siz agarda 5.5 Ielts'dan sertifikatga ega bo'lsangiz va o'stirmoqchi bo'lsangiz o'zingizni mana shu turdagi yoki mana shu xildagi so'zlarni ko'p ko'rishingiz talab qilinadi. Bugungi video bilan mana shu mashqlarimiz yetadi do'stlarim. Sizlar bilan Muhammad Sodiq Bobur Mirzo bo'ldim. Va kanalimga a'zo bo'lishni unutmanglar. Keyingi darslarni albatta davom ettiraman. Va doim kuzatib boringlar. Podpiska tugmasini bosishni esdan chiqarmanglar. Sog' bo'linglar.